Yo, as you can see the title, today I'm gonna walk you through my weddings kit that I bring on every weddings. We'll talk about the cameras, the audios, and the lighting. So for cameras, I bring the C70 with me, and it's such a workhorse, so reliable, so high dynamic range. But the one thing that is so impressed to me, and the reason why I opt to go with this, is because the audio input is right onto the body instead of the top handle. If you remove the top handle on the FX6, no audio is for you, bro. Another thing is that this camera can spit out MXF container files for not so much of data, and the dynamic range out of this camera is so good, especially in the shadows area. Bruh. For some of you who just starting out, I would highly recommend not going full Canon system, even though I'm using Canon. I would highly recommend you to invest into the Sony system just because they have so much lens selections and so much cameras at different price point. But one of the camera that I recommend for the weddings filmmaker is the FX30. It has the Super 35mm sensor. It has a built-in fan, robust body. It has all the Q20 for you to mount on. That camera is a 6K downsample to 4K, so it's a solid camera for $1,600. C70 is a dual gain output sensor, Super 35mm, and any lens that you put on here will time 1.5 crop. So to fix that, I use focal reducer, or people often say speed booster. I use the 24-70 f2.8. This lens literally never come off my camera unless I need to go for a speech that I need the 7200 for, which we'll talk in a second. A lot of people say this lens is a lazy lens and it doesn't want you to move. And the way that I look at this lens is that every time I shoot something, I put it at a certain focal length and I use my feet to move around. For example, if I'm getting a wide shot, I'm set my focal length at 24 and then I get one angle and I move to another angle at 24. I decided to go for this monster, the RF 7200 f2.8. Whenever I use this lens, I take off the focal reducer, then I'll get 1.5 crop, which means that 7200 now become 100 to 300. This is so great for speech and toast. Cocktail hours, covering people, chit chat, mingle, anything that need intimacy. This lens right here. This is a 14mm Sigma f1.8. This lens is so clean, minimal distortion. I use this for establishing shot every single weddings. It's been great. For a long talking head, the tripod that I use is the YC Onion Pine to Peak one latch deployment tripod. It has a handle on the side, which make it feels like a satchler tripod. Since then, I brought it to the beach humidity area inside a car with a temperature can go up to 90 degrees, and it still works just fine. And the reason why I go for this combo instead of going for like a Manfrotto, because of their build quality. It is nowhere near this build quality from YC Onion and the SCGT8. I used the Manfrotto one before, the 608 piston fluid head and the 645 fast release leg, but theirs knob are made of plastic. So if you cranked it too much, it's gonna break. If you think about it, majority of your time, your camera is sitting on a tripod and you use it every day. And I think it's so worth it to invest in one of these instead of investing in cheap tripod and it will fall apart within the next few months. It just makes so much sense to put thousands of equipment on top of something that can be stable instead of something flimsy. So protect your gear. During weddings, I prefer to do handheld just because sometime with motorized equipments like gimbal, sometimes you cannot capture quick moment and be focused at the same time. The moment I have two hands on it, it becomes a part of my body and I can just whip it so fast and be precise with the shot that I want to capture. But for some shot, for instance, I'll have my gimbal with me. This is the DJI RS2. The RS2 is so great already. And the RS3 and the RS4 is like a micro update to the RS2. Everything that is already have on the RS4 the RS2 offered the same thing, but for so much cheaper. Oh, and just a side note here, any equipment that I mentioned in today's videos, I'll have the link available for you guys to check out in the description down below. It is an Amazon affiliate links, so any purchase that you make with that link, I will have some kickback on it. So if you guys use my link, you guys are supporting my channel and supporting my life in general. So thank you so much. Let's get back to the videos. I use Tentacle Sync Track E for the brides and the grooms. So I put it into two of these Home Depot kind of bag, and I label mic for bride and mic for grooms. I use it on every shoot. Audio doesn't always turn out great. It's a 32-bit flow recorder, and if you know anything about 32-bit flow, it is basically recording raw videos before audios. When people yell, people scream, you can always bring it back down or bring it back up with compression. It has a very high dynamic range recording. The reason why I love this so much is that you can jam sync two of these devices together, and it will be sync in terms of time code. And then you can trigger it, record and stop from far away, and you can monitor it on an app. So that is great. Another one that I brings on is that this audio's right here, the Instamic Pro Plus, is a 32-bit flow recorder too. I just put this on and Velcro it onto one of the mic, the hand mic that they use at the weddings during the toast or the ceremony. This is the Zoom H5 24-bit recorder. I bought this so long ago. I always have that Zoom H5, plug it into a speaker of the DJ, and whatever they playing, whatever the speaker speak from the wireless mic or whatever, it will go straight into the speaker and go out to my Zoom H5 and record everything in there. I love that it has the two capsule on here that you can record stereo channel. It has a combo jack down here, if you can see, code it into XLR or an XLR to XLR. It works fine. You just want to make sure that your gain input isn't as loud, so that you don't peak your audios. This is my Godox UL150. 2 years ago, I bought it for $300 for a daylight balance at 150 watt light. Right now, you can buy an Amaran 200X, which is a bicolor light, for the exact same price, $300. I'm a little bit jealous of how everything is so accessible nowadays, and it's a lot cheaper compared to back then. But this light has been a champ. I bring it to every weddings, and it works great for me. And another light that I want to talk about is the pocket light, which is the light right here. I put a cold shoe on here so I can put it on top of the cold shoe on my cameras, so that when it's come to dancing, I can light everybody up with this. But yeah, it's a great little light to travel. Some of you may ask, what about the B and the C cam? So oftentimes I would rent out the A7S III with the 24-70 or the Tamron 28-75mm, and that will be a B cam. And oftentimes if I can get another one, A7S III for a C cam, I would. Anyway, that's all the gear that I have for today's videos. Let me know if you guys need to know more about certain gears that I list out today, or if you guys have any good recommendation, let me know, and then maybe I'll replace my gear with you guys' gear. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.